Using Topaz Studio 2, our creative toolbox. This is episode number 2 in my creative toolbox series. So without any further ado, let's get started. The King of the Jungle. So I thought we'd turn this into a painting. So the first thing I did was the image looked a little bit soft, so I wanted to just give it a little bit of sharpness. So I came up to filters and went to my plugins and clicked on Sharpen AI. And that launched Sharpen AI. And there's a really cool feature in there. There's 3 different modes. There's a sharpness mode, a stabilize mode, and a focus mode. I used the focus mode just to add a little bit of extra focus to this image here. And here's the before and here is the after. So as you can see, it's just slightly sharper there. But that was a nice little added touch for me, and I think that really helped the image. The second thing I did was, being the fact that I want to take it into a painterly image, I wanted to simplify this image a little bit here. And so let me go ahead and turn this next layer on right here. As you can see here, I ran the abstraction filter. So let me go ahead and open up the abstraction filter here. And the only thing I did here was pull the simplify size up to 0.40. I didn't touch any of the other settings. Left the opacity at 100%. I did add a layer mask to it though, by the way, so let me go ahead and click on the layer mask. And when I do, you can see I just painted, not at full, I didn't paint with solid black paint, but a grayer shade of paint, which I just took a little bit of the effect off the lion's face, because I wanted that face to have some detail still in it. But I liked what it was doing to the hair or the fur on the outer edge of the lion right here, so I thought that looked really nice. Because my thoughts next would be to add an impression filter to this image. And I mainly wanted the impression filter to be on the fur area right here. A little bit on the face, but I'm going to do some masking there. But I'll show you the next layer. The next filter I added was the impression filter. And a lot of times I will run the abstraction filter before the impression filter. Not always, but sometimes. In this particular case, I did. So let me go ahead and turn on the impression filter so you can see it. So here it is with the impression filter. Now with the impression filter, I used this particular paint brush right here, type 10. And I'll show you my settings in here. I adjusted my brush size to a 0.26. Adjusted my stroke width, my stroke length. That's all I did right there. And one other thing I did was I came to texture. And I went ahead and put the background type to original. But that's the only thing I did with the impression filter. So change the brush size and adjust the stroke width and the stroke length. That's all I really did right there. And then I did some masking. Before I show you the layer mask, let me show you also, I pulled back, I almost forgot to tell you this, but I pulled the opacity back from 100% to like 0.68. So it was originally up here. And I just pulled it back to 0.68. So I just wanted to pull some of that painterly effect off. And now let me go ahead and click on the layer mask so you can see that. And that's what I did there. So I basically removed it from the eyes, a little bit from the nose here, from the whiskers, from this part of the face right here. And so I just wanted to bring back a little bit more detail there. The next thing I did was added a precision contrast filter, and I'll turn that on and show you. So precision contrast, let's go ahead and open up precision contrast here. First, let me shut the eye off here. Here's the before and here's the after. So I just brought a little bit of detail back, and I used the layer mask here as well. But I brought my micro up to 0.54, my low up to 0.54, and my medium to 0.40, and I pulled my high back a little bit. Now I left the equalization on medium, and I did not touch any of the other adjustments. But again, here's the before. And here's the after. And let me go ahead and turn my layer mask on for you so you can see what I did there. Okay, so you can see my paint job here. And I used different varying opacities of paint and I did this all with a brush mask here. Okay, so I used the brush mask. So I varied my transparency. See how the swatch changes? So you see some areas of this color are gray, some areas of lighter colors. So I did vary my transparency here, and I painted the eyes. I wanted to bring a lot of that detail back in on the eyes and on the nose area here. got a lot of detail there, and some on the whiskers, not as much, and some on these areas down below here. So that was that layer. And next I added a curves layer. So now I'm thinking more, moving into more, I'm thinking more about the painting. So I'm thinking, how can I make this look more painterly? And so believe it or not, I'm using a dodging layer, a curves dodging layer to do that. So let me go to that layer and turn it on. That would be this layer right here. Actually, we start out with burning. So right here, so let me shut the eye off here. So here's the before and here's the after. But can you see all the dark strokes I painted in here? So I'm trying to bring out more of that painting look, and I'm using burning and dodging to do that for me. So let's go ahead here, and you'll notice when I open this curves up here, this layer, you'll notice my curve, I put a point in the center of the curve and I pulled straight down to darken the image up here. Okay, so watch, if I pull up on this, notice how the image starts to get lighter. You'll see, like I can lighten everything up, but I pulled down and I darkened everything here. And see, that's giving me that nice painterly look right there. Now let me show you my layer mask here. And you can see I have a lot of strokes in here, right? I'll zoom in on this so you can really see it, but these are all strokes. So I'm thinking more like hand painting here, and all these dark areas, I'm just really painting them in. And I am varying my brush transparency here. You notice some areas are lighter and some areas are more on the grayer side of things. So I'm varying the opacity just to give me a nice painterly look in here. Let me go to my dodging layer next. Let me go ahead and turn it on. Now watch the image when I turn it on. And you'll see certain parts of the fur starts to lighten up and things like that, which is giving me a nice painterly look. And I'm keeping my paint strokes loose and swirly and things like that. And I'm just going over lighter areas of the image here. Now let me go ahead and open up this curves layer so you can see. Basically all I did here was I took the curve, I put a point in the center of the curve, and I jogged straight up and lightened it. Now I can come back here and readjust this later. I can pull this up more if I need that lighter, or pull it down to make it not quite as light. So I have a lot of flexibility there. Plus I also have the opacity that I can adjust as well. Now let me show you the actual layer mask that I put on here. Okay, so here's my layer mask right here. Now to get this layer mask, what I did was I went to the three dots here, and I did it the same with the previous layer, the burn layer, okay? And click these three dots and clicked invert, and that gives me a black hide all layer mask. And that's important. You want that adjustment totally hid. So now you want to do your painting, and this is where you can have fun, where you're just looking for light areas, like I said, and let your brush wiggle around and think that you're painting, okay? And you're painting in these different strokes, and you'll see the different strokes. Now let me click on the brush here. And then you have this transparency here, so you can alter and change, you know, how light these strokes are going to be. You can vary the lightness of the strokes just by taking this transparency and bumping it up. If I bump it up and make it white, these strokes will become lighter. If I pull it back, these strokes will become not quite, they'll be light, but not super light, okay? And I'm just going over like the eyes and over areas of the fur and things like that. So again, here's the before and here's the after. So pretty interesting, right? And it's given me that nice painterly look. Now I'm going to show you something. This is something I tried today. I've never done this before, but I added another layer. This is an overlay layer. Now let me go ahead and turn this layer on for you. And I didn't name my layers. Okay, this is more of a burning layer. So basically, let me show you what I did here. So let's open up this layer right here. What I did was I came to the color right here and clicked on here, and I just adjusted this to find a color that I liked and clicked OK. Now I can take this and move this slider out, you know, through here and lighten this up or darken it down, and that's what I did. And then I clicked OK when I got the color I liked. And what I did was I just painted on certain areas of the fur in here darker colors, okay? Now let me really study the image when I shut this off so you can see where I painted. Here's the before, okay? And here's the after. So I'm just trying to introduce a little more brown, warm tones in here, okay? And I've never done this before, but I thought, wouldn't this be cool if I could get some color in there? And so again, let's open up the overlay layer, and you'll notice I pulled my opacity back to like 0.39. So I pulled that back. So that's not like a solid mass of paint on there, okay? And it's in the normal blend mode, by the way. Now let me go ahead and click on the mask so you can see the actual mask itself. So there's the mask. And you can see, again, I'm using my brush. I inverted the mask so I have a black hide all layer mask here, and I'm adjusting my transparency. Some areas, as you can see, are lighter. Some areas are darker in the gray tones. The black area is getting no adjustment whatsoever. But again, let me click the eye. Here's the before, and here's the after. I'm really happy with the results I'm getting here. Then I did another overlay layer. Now let's go ahead and turn this one on and see what this one's doing. This is more of a lightening layer. And so now I'm getting some lightened areas here, and I'm changing my color of my overlay. So let's click this on. See, now I'm getting more of these yellowish brown tones here. And again, all I do is come here and I can alter this and move this around on this color any way I want, and I can vary the lightness, or how light the color is or how dark the color is there. And when I get the color I like, I can click OK. But the cool thing about this is I can come back here at any time and change this color, because everything is done through layer masking. So I'm just brushing these colors on, right? So let's go ahead, and on this one my opacity is up at pretty much full way up. The other one I felt it was a little too strong, so I pulled it back. Okay, so now let's go to the actual layer mask and see what I've done here. And you can see right here, again, I used the brush tool and inverted the mask so it was all black, and just painted certain areas in that I wanted to lighten up. Not over the whole image, but just certain strategic areas that I thought I needed to be lighter. Okay, and let's go ahead and turn this layer off. Now really study the image, and you'll see where I painted them in at. This is off and this is on. Okay, like some of the fur over in here and over in here, all around the image. And I tried to balance it out, but I thought it's looking really nice, and I'm really happy with the results. Now I'm constantly studying my image, and I'm thinking, what do I need next? And I like the detail on the face here, but the fur area out here lacks a little bit in detail, so I thought, let's add a little detail there. So I went ahead and got a precision detail filter, and I used the layer mask to help me out. So let's go ahead and turn this layer on right here and watch the difference here. Notice how the fur out here becomes more detailed. Really cool feature here. And all I did was, let's open this up. I added overall small detail, a little bit here, like 0.32, medium detail, 0.26. Didn't touch the large details and didn't touch anything else. And I just left this in overall, okay? And then I went up and added a layer mask. This time I did not invert my layer mask, but what I did was left it as a white reveal all layer mask, and then I just got a brush and made sure my transparency was on black, and just painted over the face area right here, as you can see right there, right? And so now the detail is only on the fur area. So I felt that that fur needed to have a little bit more detail just to marry this image up, because I had some nice detail here, but I was losing it here. But here is where all that painterly look is, and this is all hand painted in here with dodging and burning too. So it's really nice. But that little extra detail, I think, really helps it. So let me go ahead and shut this off. Here's before, and here is after. Now I'm almost done. I did one last thing, and that was to add a vignette. So I thought a vignette would really be nice in this image. So let me go ahead and turn this on. And you'll see the vignette right here. And so let me open up the vignette filter here. So I just moved this center here just slightly off to the right and up, just so I made sure I was on my line's face right here. And I just pulled the strength back a little bit and adjusted my size. And again, here's the before. And here is the after. So there's my line painting. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. The Lion King. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun bringing this one to you today. Hey, don't forget, I left a link in the description below in case you want to download this image and try it out for yourself. I think you'll have a lot of fun if you do, and you'll learn a lot. If you enjoyed this video today, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell notification icon. And then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified about it.